Hello everyone. My name is Meenu Sharma from Nursing Department Clinical Instructor in RPIIT Medical and Technical Campus. Today my topic is dengue fever. What is dengue fever? Dengue fever also known as break-born fever. It is an infectious tropical disease caused by the dengue virus. Transmission: dengue is transmitted by several species of mosquito within the genus Aedes, principally A. aegypti. An infection can be acquired by a single bite. A female mosquito that take a blood meal from a person infected with dengue fever become itself infected with the virus in the cells lining its gut. About 8 to 10 days later, the virus spread to other tissues, including the mosquito's salivary glands, and subsequently released into its saliva. Next, what is the mechanism of the dengue? When a mosquito carrying dengue virus bites a person, the virus enters the skin together with the mosquito's saliva. It binds to and enters white blood cells and reproduce inside the cell while they move throughout the body. In severe infections, the virus production inside the body is greatly increased, and many more organs, such as the liver and the bone marrow, can be affected. And fluid from the bloodstream leak through the wall of small blood vessel into the cavities. As a result, less blood circulate in the body blood vessels, and the blood pressure becomes so low that it cannot supply sufficient blood to vital organs. Furthermore, disinfection of the bone marrow leads to reduced number of platelets which are necessary for effective blood clotting. These increase the risk of bleeding, the other major complication of dengue fever. Next, what is the sign and symptoms of the dengue? Asymptomatic or mild symptoms such as an uncomplicated fever like 80%. More severe illness is 5%. In small proportion, it is life threatening. The incubation period is range from 3 to 14 days, but often it is 4 to 7 days. The characteristic symptoms of dengue are sudden onset fever, headache, muscle and joint pains, and rashes. The alternative name for dengue is breakbone fever. Comes from the associated muscles and joint pains. Symptoms include fever, headache, muscles, and joint pains, and a characteristics is skin rashes similar to measles. In small proportion of case, the disease develops into the life-threatening dengue hemorrhagic fever, resulting in bleeding, low level of blood platelets, and blood plasma leakage, or into dengue shock syndrome, where dangerously low blood pressure occur. Warning sign. What is the warning sign of dengue? First of all, abdominal pain, ongoing vomiting, liver enlargement, mucosal bleeding, high hematocrit with low platelets, and lethargy. The course of infection is divided into three phases: febrile phase, critical phase, and recovery phase. What is febrile phase? High fever, often over 40 degrees Celsius, basic in nature, breaking and then returning for 1 or 2 days. Generalized pain, headache usually lasts 2 to 7 days. Rashes occur in the first or second day of symptoms as flushed skin, or later in the course of illness as a measles like rashes. Some patches disappear when the skin is pressed, which are caused by broken, can appear in at this point, as may some mild bleeding from the mucosa membrane of the mouth and nose. Next, critical phase. A critical phase which follow the resolution of the high fever and typically last 1 to 2 days. Organ dysfunction and severe bleeding typically from the gastrointestinal tract. Next, shock and hemorrhage occur in less than 5% of all cases of dengue. However, those who have previously been infected with other Serotypes of dengue virus are at an increased risk. Next, what is recovery phase? Resorption of the leaked fluid into the bloodstream. This usually lasts to 2 through 3 days. Severe itching and a slow heart rate. During this stage, a fluid overload state may occur. If it affected the brain, it may cause a reduced level of unconsciousness and seizure. Like what is the associated problems? Dengue can occasionally affect several other body or system. A decreased level of consciousness, infected of the brain by the virus, or indirectly as a result of impairment of vital organs. For example, the liver. Other neurological disorders such as transverse myelitis and Guillain-Barré syndrome, infection of the heart, acute liver failure, and among the rarer complications. Next, diagnose. What is the diagnosis of dengue? The diagnosis of dengue is typically made clinically on the basis of report syndromes and physical examinations. This applies especially in endemic areas. However, early disease can be difficult to differentiate from other viral infections. The earlier change detectable on laboratory investigations, low white blood cell count, followed by low platelet and metabolic acidosis. In severe disease, plasma leakage result in concentrations, hypoalbuminemia, pleural effusion, or ascites can be detected by physical examination when large, but the demonstration of fluid or ultrasound may assist in the early identification of dengue shock syndrome. A probable diagnosis is based on the finding of fever, pulse, two of the followings: nausea and vomiting, rashes, pain, white blood cells count, positive tourniquet test, or any warning sign in someone who lives in endemic area. Differential diagnosis is it can be difficult to distinguish dengue fever and chikungunya, a similar viral infection that share many symptoms and occur in similar part of the world to dengue. Often investigations are performed to exclude other conditions that cause similar symptoms such as malaria, leptospirosis, typhoid fever, and meningococcal disease. Next, management. First, oral rehydration therapy, intravenous fluid, and blood transfusion. Next, what is the prevention? There are no approved vaccine for the dengue virus. Prevention thus depend on the control of and protection from the bite of the mosquito that transmit it. The World Health Organization recommends an integrated vector control program consisting of the five elements: advocacy, social mobilization, and legislation to ensure that public health bodies and communities are strengthened. Next, collaboration between the health and other sectors. Next, an integrated approach to disease control to maximize use of resources. Next, evidence based decision making to ensure any intervention are targeted appropriately, and capacity building to ensure an adequate response to the local situations. The primary method of controlling FTA by eliminating its habitats. This is done by emptying container of water, by adding insecticides or biological control agents of these areas. Nursing responsibilities: monitor intravenous hydration is usually only needed for 1 or 2 days. The rate of fluid administration is titrated to a urinary output of zero point 0.5 to 1 ml per kg hours. Stable vital sign and normalization of your metric. Invasive medical procedures such as nasogastric intubation, intramuscular injections, and arterial puncture are avoided or minimized in view of the bleeding disease risk. Paracetamol is used for fever and discomfort, while NSAIDs are avoided as they might aggravate the risk of bleedings. Blood transfusion is initiated early in patient presenting with unstable vital signs. Packed red blood cells or whole blood are recommended patients, while platelets and fresh frozen plasma are usually not. So this is the My topic is dengue fever. If you like it, then like and subscribe it. Thanks everyone.